Good evening, everyone. We're here today again with Career Spotlight. My name's Asma Ahmed, and we're here on TV3 Bangla, and we've got another two new guests for you. We have Simran and we have Jasneet from their organisation called Accelerate. It has been founded by them and it's to support students into STEM professions. We're going to just hear a little bit about them and how they started the initiative. Hi, Jasneet. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your own journey to this point?
Of course. So I started off in a state school based in Ilford. From there, I studied maths, physics, and biology, and then I went on to Queen Mary University, where I studied physics. That lasted until 2019, where I decided to take a gap year, and I interned at Northrop Grumman and also at Imperial College London, where this year I'm doing my master's within the Department of Physics.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so we've got Jasneet and we've also got Simran. Simran, can you tell us a little bit about your journey, how you got here too?
Yeah, hi, my name's Simran, and I studied physics, maths, and chemistry at A levels, and then I went on to do chemical engineering at UCL, and I completed my master's just this September in advanced chemical engineering, and now I've just started a job at BP within a graduate scheme. And yeah, I'm one of the co-founders of Accelerate Mentoring. Yeah, very excited to be here.
Brilliant. And both of you together have kind of brought this organisation Accelerate together. How did you come up with it? What were the initiatives that brought you to this point?
So we began planning around the whole Black Lives Matter movement, where we saw inequalities within kind of BAME sectors. We also realized that there is a growing gap, a diversity gap that we wanted to kind of narrow down. And that was really our inspiration to starting this. And also, I think my own personal inspiration was getting help from family members, from other people kind of at Imperial, at Queen Mary, who really did help and guide me. And just looking at how much that did help me, I wanted to then go on to provide that support to other people to kind of help them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, that's quite amazing because you would have been engrossed in your own studies as well. How did you find the time to be able to put this together?
I think you will always make time for something that you like and something that you're actually passionate about. Both of us were quite passionate about helping other people, and therefore I think it just worked. I'm very thankful, even though we do stay up sometimes until 4 or 5 a.m. just filling out spreadsheets or typing emails. In the long term, it's worth it because we get to inspire people who were like us, when we were 16, 17, 18, not quite sure what to do, needed the guidance.
Wow, that's extraordinary. Simran, would you be able to come into this as well and tell us about your, how you supported Jasneet in this?
Yeah, so when we started, it was literally in June, I think, where Jasneet mentioned that she wanted to do mentoring, and she asked me, like, would you be interested? So then we started getting talking, and I was like, instead of just doing like a few people that we can mentor, why don't we create like a big platform where we can provide help to A-level students as well as university students that might be finding a bit difficult to find their path. And then it was literally in my car where we started getting planning and coming up with ideas of what things we can include on the platform. And yeah, a big inspiration did come from the Black Lives Matter movement, which is where we saw that there needs to be something to bridge that diversity gap, especially coming from BAME backgrounds ourselves. We wanted to provide students with equal opportunity, and that's what Accelerate is about. It's an initiative that helps to mentor and support students from BAME backgrounds or underprivileged backgrounds.
That's fantastic, fantastic. And the fact that it was an idea that both of you had, and then you kind of follow the first steps towards bringing it to life. What kind of support did you get to get it to this point?
We've been very thankful. Imperial, honestly, is the land of opportunities. I think one of our first endorsements were actually from the physics department at Imperial. They've been very supportive in terms of helping promote us to different schools as well. We've also had partnerships with people who are like us, who also want to help kind of BAME students or just students in general get on kind of the career ladder. So it's really been nice knowing that there are other initiatives like us who want to work together to be inclusive and to help kind of the wider population.
So could you tell me a little bit about what the initiative actually involves? So on a day-to-day basis, like what kind of work are you actually doing?
So essentially, what Accelerate is a non-profit student-led STEM initiative which helps to mentor students that are either in A-levels, applying for university and filling out their UCAS application, as well as university students going on to applying for jobs or internships. And what Accelerate does is provide useful tips and advice, the career opportunities that some people might not be aware of, as well as a resource bank. And our main offering is a one-to-one mentorship scheme, which is essentially where we match a mentee to a mentor in their field of interest. And we started this in September. And since then, we've matched over 50 mentees, including both A-level students and university students to a mentor.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. What sort of environments do the mentors come from?
The mentors all have a STEM background, whether that's science, technology, maths, and they all go to some of the best universities in the world. We have mentors from Cambridge, we have mentors from Imperial, UCL. I think it's important that our mentors are also predominantly BAME, which they are, because it's all good saying, you know, we need a push for BAME, but then to actually see people who are BAME, who have gone to top universities, who have got top jobs, that's another thing, because then it brings it to life in a sense, and you can see that, you know what, there are people who are like me who have gone on to do great things. There is hope that I can one day also go on to do great things.
Amazing. So with the actual mentoring program, how does it actually materialize? Is it because obviously with the COVID and the remote and I mean, is it remote access? Is it face to face? So just tell us a little bit more about the structure of the mentoring.
Yeah, so unfortunately, obviously with COVID, we had to make everything virtual, which actually sort of worked in our favor as well because it made things a lot easier. But yeah, everything happens on an internal platform. And what we do is we've mentioned to the mentors to speak to their mentees through messages or emails, and they communicate also by weekly or fortnightly calls. So then if there's any questions that the mentee wants to ask regarding whether that be their career path or university or a course that they're interested in, they can obviously go to them for advice. And yeah, that's essentially like the format that we've gone with at the moment. And we're hoping to do more virtual sessions coming up.
And also with the mentees, what other support do they, is it just the sort of coaching, mentoring platform, or do they support you with any workshops or any other things that might support the students?
So at the moment, all we have is a one-to-one mentorship scheme where you get support not only on university applications, but say moving to university or kind of making friends. So it's very inclusive. It's not just applications and it's not just jobs. We want to help our mentors in every aspect of life, but we are looking to expand into workshops at institutions such as schools, universities, but given Corona, that's proving to be a bit difficult at the moment. But
so so if you were to give a bit of a shout out right now, because there'll be lots of people watching from different sort of environments with the educational sectors, what sort of things are you looking for where you can reach out to more people? So, you know, in terms of workshops and things like that, what kind of message would you want to get out there?
Yeah, if there's any sort of schools or educational platforms that we'd love to collaborate and provide more support to their students or mentees that they might have, whether that be through anything related to university life or a course that they might be interested in, or doing a specific targeted sort of field such as engineering or medicine, anything that our mentors can provide to them will be of use, hopefully.
Okay. And what sort of time frame do you actually work with the students? Is it a year-long mentorship? Like, what sort of time frame?
So currently the one-to-one mentorship lasts a period of 3 months, which is from September to the 30th of November. That's finishing soon, but we are looking to support our mentors our mentees further by having these kind of in-school workshops, these talks. We also have a couple of social media platforms which will be linked later on, where you can check for like internship help, job help, but also just general soft skills like how to communicate with people, etc.
Yeah.
And
sorry, go on.
Sorry.
That's all right.
We're looking to, so we had this cohort from September to November. We're looking maybe in the next year to do another cohort where we can help another set of students that might be interested, because when we did open up the applications, we felt we couldn't take on everyone because obviously we have limited mentors. So yeah, anyone watching, like if you really want to get involved, like check us out. Or if someone wants to become a mentor, yeah, we're looking to get more people on the team and create this supportive community of mentors and mentees.
Amazing. You've said you've got 50 mentors at the moment?
We've got about 40 mentors and about over 50 mentees. So yeah.
Right. Okay. So you've had a really good response with this.
Yes, we have. I think we first started with just contacting our friends and our own network, saying who wants to help, who wants to volunteer. And thankfully, loads of our friends and our mentors did say yes. And then we realized we were getting kind of approached by friends or friends. And that's when we decided, why don't we expand the platform? So we hit up LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all those platforms, to just saying we are recruiting. If you want to get involved, please do message us. And I think it's great that so many people did reach out, because it just goes to show that so many people want to help. And with these resources that we have, we will be able to hopefully impact loads of people's lives positively. And that was kind of just the main aim.
Yeah. No, it's amazing work.
And definitely we felt that it was important to create a platform early on where we had mentors from a range of different fields. So firstly, when me and Jasneet contacted people, they were very much limited to like technology or engineering, but then we obviously expanded to like medicine, finance, consulting. So we wanted to create a platform where students can go to a mentor, whatever field that they're interested in. And yeah, that's why we'd like to say a really big thank you to our mentors, because yeah, they've been a great help, and we wouldn't have been able to do the mentorship scheme without them.
No, that's fantastic. What we'll do is we're just going to go to a break now, and then we'll come back and have a bit more of a discussion around the work that you're actually doing. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be back shortly.
I help my plants to grow. My performance demands competence. Photography is my passion. Accountancy is my profession. We, Mahbub & Co., a team of dedicated professionals.
Mahbub & Co. Accountants.
ইংল্যান্ডে আমরা চাইলেও অনেক কিছু করতে পারি না, অনেক ঝামেলা। হায় রে হায়, লন্ডনের এই জীবনে ঝামেলার কোনো শেষ নাই। আমি লাল, আমার ইমিগ্রেশন, ঘর, ব্যবসা সবকিছুর ঝামেলার সমাধানে সবসময় পাশে আছে তাজ সলিসিটার।
Taak Solicitors believe in service.
Welcome back, everyone. Just a reminder that we're here with Accelerate, and we're speaking to Simran and Jasneet.
Hi.
Okay, so we're just carrying on from before the break, and we were talking about your work with the organisation and the fact that the number of mentors that you've managed to engage. What sort of feedback have you been getting back from the students that they've been working with?
So it's been really positive at the moment that most of the students seem to be getting along with their mentor, and some of the feedback is that it's been really great for those people that sometimes like didn't know or were a bit lost in their career direction, especially if people were changing careers, and say if you're studying engineering but you want to go into finance. So we do have mentors that have had that sort of change in career direction. So in that sense, it's been really great. And we can see that there is growing demand, because we've had a few requests for students coming in who already registered their interest for the next cohort of the mentorship scheme. So it's been going really well, yeah.
Good. And do you find, your own journey within the STEM environment, and you mentioned earlier that the support that you'd received and how it's helped you sort of pave your way through it. What sort of benefits do you think this mentoring program will bring forth? There's reasons why you've reached out to these communities. What are the gaps, and what do you think the benefits are of such a program?
I think whilst growing up and whilst being interested in STEM, I was always held back by either the fact that I was a woman. So how was I supposed to look out after kids whilst balancing such an intense job, or the fact that I was BAME, or the fact that at the time I did live in East London. All of those factors kind of made it hard for me to not be taken seriously, but for people to understand that my aspirations were actually feasible. And I feel a lot of the mentees also are kind of in the same predicament. And that's what we need to change. We need to change the narrative that, you know what, I can be a female, I can be a BAME person, and I can live in a not so great area, which is deemed not such a great area, and I can still go on to do amazing things. That's kind of what we wanted to kind of get out there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And Simran, what about yourself?
Yeah, so I came from an engineering background, and obviously it's a very male-dominated field, although that narrative is changing. But yeah, going from a girls' school to a course that was full of men all around me, it was very, very different. And yeah, I did feel sort of lost going through the process of like applications. But also when you sort of go to university, you don't really think, oh, I need to think about jobs and this straight away in your first or second year. You sort of think, okay, it's university and then I'll find a job eventually. But everyone around me was sort of looking into the job market very early on. And I was like, oh God, I'm way behind them. And I guess students start to feel that, especially at university, that you're already behind in the race because everything's become so competitive, especially given the current climate of COVID. But yeah, it's just, that's why this initiative is there, to help support students that might feel like, oh, I'm not doing like enough. And yeah, that's why we wanted to create the platform, to give them this support and focus on applications or just general university life, so that they feel encouraged and supported through their own journey.
Good.
I think
Okay.
Also, sorry, I forgot to touch upon something.
Yeah.
I think it's great to have a kind of sounding board or someone there who believes in you, because the support system is one of the key factors to actually doing well, having people who understand you, motivate you, encourage you. And I'm so thankful that I have that circle of friends, you know, Simran being one of my biggest supporters. But I also have people from Imperial. I'd like to give a shout out to Professor Deep Chandra for just always helping me and always being there. It's through his guidance and support that I was there for. I was just so grateful for it, and I realized what a big impact it had kind of on my career trajectory, that I wanted to be there for other people. And that's why it was very important for us to get endorsed by Imperial and other such organizations, because they are big organizations, but they're also organizations that are very close to our hearts.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. No, it's quite amazing, especially you can sense, you can hear how passionate you are about this. And I think even people, especially young women listening in, will be inspired by your own journey and how you've put this into practice. With the work that you've been doing, how has it helped you develop yourself as well?
I think when we started, we didn't think that this would grow into what it has, and we thought, okay, it'd be sort of like a side thing, but it has become quite big. And yeah, there's a lot that goes with it. Like there's a lot of work that needs to be put in it, and it's good. Like we spend a lot of time either like updating a website or making sure like emails are sent out or organizing events and making sure like things run smoothly. But I think it's a great start to something. Like trying to be entrepreneurial or starting your own sort of initiative. And I think a lot of people did that during lockdown. So I guess we were one of the many. But it's been really good. Like, it's helped to develop ourselves in other things that we probably didn't expect starting.
I mean, there'll be people watching this that may be interested in sort of grassroots projects like you've started. So what were the initial steps, do you think, that were really important to sort of get where you have got?
Simran and I planned a lot. We were meticulous with our planning. It was almost like we knew what we wanted and we knew what timelines we wanted it running on. Also, we realized that there were a lot of schemes like ours that were going on, which was great, but we needed to find a way to differentiate ourselves, to be, I don't want to say taken seriously, but to keep up with competition. So that is why we decided to get in contact with the likes of Imperial, with Cambridge Consulting Network, to just make ourselves stand out a bit more in that sense.
So could you tell us a little bit about some of the partnerships? Because you've mentioned a few people that have come on board and supported you. How important was it to have partnerships, and what are those partnerships? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so when we started, we wanted to sort of work with educational platforms or student-led initiatives just like ourselves that sort of have the same aim. And I guess these initiatives tend to have the similar aim of helping students and providing them with the support that they might not have had growing up. So yeah, we collaborate first with the Cambridge Consulting Network, which is a consulting society at university that helps students that are looking to go down the consulting route. And yeah, like Jasneet mentioned, the Imperial College London Department of Physics. They were really great in helping us get the word out there to university students from Imperial, as well as the Future Focus Network, which is another student-led platform that helps to support students from underprivileged backgrounds. So working with these organizations and getting them to endorse us was just to put the word out there, as well as show that there are people that are doing things that can help support students. So trying to make sure that we are all aligned, like our aims are aligned.
You also mentioned, I know you talked about the mentoring, so just to sort of get out there a little bit more, what sort of workshops do you think you could deliver that may help you connect with, say, for example, colleges, sixth form centres? So what kind of things could you work towards to support those students?
So the main push for us is kind of with regards to academia.
Yeah.
And for that purpose, we will have workshops tailored around how to write a CV, how to be confident when it comes to public speaking, how to write a personal statement, just small things like that, which really make such a big impact when you're applying for jobs.
So are you actually, are you funded in any way, or how are you managing to keep afloat with all of this?
So at the moment, we're not funded. Jasneet and I have been self-funding the initiative. But yeah, we are looking into hopefully expanding and getting companies or organizations to fund us, because obviously, as for the business, one issue that always comes up, and it is a challenge, is the funding. And in order to grow and expand our services, we obviously do need to be funded in some way.
Okay. So at the moment, if somebody was watching this and they wanted to actually donate to you, how would they go about doing that?
So even though we aren't funded, we would really appreciate donations. These donations, we won't have a cut in. These are purely for the charities and the organizations that we believe in. These charities and organizations also promote equality, but they may not promote equality in terms of education. They may promote equality in terms of just basic living standards, providing housing, sheltering, food, increasing kind of equality for women, men, etc. That's why, and we feel quite passionate about it, and that is why we set up a donate page, because we don't, as much as we need the money, we don't technically need the money, as kind of Simran has a job and I'm on a funded master's. We would much rather the money go to other people who are in more desperation and in more need.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got a few minutes left. So what would be the key messages that you would want to get out there related to Accelerate?
I think one thing we really want to push is if you are an A-level student or a university student or on a gap year, whatever kind of student you are, please do get in touch with us, because at the end of the day, we are here to help and support you on your academic and career journey. And it is a bit of a daunting process, especially when that jump from GCSE to A levels, like everyone feels that, and then going from A levels to university, you're like, oh God, I'm entering like uni life. And then from university to career, it's just, it just keeps going on and on. So essentially that's why this platform was created, to help guide you and help you. So please do reach out to us.
And what are the platforms that they could reach out on?
So to add before, sorry, the being virtual, I just wanted to add that I think we just also encourage people to stay true to who they are and encourage people to start whatever venture they may want. You know, we started Accelerate and we didn't think it would get the publicity it is today, but that just goes to show what you can do when you actually put in hard work and effort. And this might not be in terms of entrepreneurial success. You know, if you want to get an A star in maths, say, well, I think it's a 9 now, right? If you want to get a 9 in maths, or if you want to, you know, take that A-level subject that people are saying not to take because they think you're not good at it, I'd say just stay true to who you are. And if you believe that you can do something, then do it. And as cliche as it sounds, do it and prove them wrong.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the work around is around the mindset, isn't it? And having that positive outlook. So it's not just about sort of the skills, that how you can write a CV or, you know, what are the best places to look for jobs. It is really about the softer skills and that mindset in terms of understanding what you're capable of achieving. I suppose that's probably a lot more of the work that you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's at the end of the day, it's about you and you pushing yourself. So as long as you have a clear mindset and you're motivated in what you're doing, like you'll reach your goals and aims. So yeah, it definitely is a mindset thing.
Good, great. Well, thank you so much. And thank you to TV3 Bangla and our audience for listening in. And if you want to get in touch with Simran or Jasneet, we'll pull up the contacts so you can contact them on LinkedIn, Instagram, and via email. And thank you to both of you for coming on and sharing your journey with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Are you investing in property or looking to buy your first home? Beneco Financial Services offers straightforward mortgage advice, given freely and without obligations, with a dedicated team of highly qualified and experienced mortgage advisors. Whether you are a first-time buyer or an experienced landlord, we have the right mortgage solution for you. Residential mortgage, limited company mortgage, buy-to-let mortgage, commercial mortgage, Islamic mortgage, bridging finance. To book your free consultation meeting, call us today on 0208 050 2478.